Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Happy Tuesday. What is going on? Adam, how are you? Amy, GM. Rove, nice to see you guys. Happy Tuesday.
What's up, people? Happy to see you. Wait, how many are we? We're only 7 people. Let's get some people. I haven't been able to my marketing here, so I'm doing it as we go. Grab my coffee and ready to go. Amy, how are you doing?
Guys, I'm so good. I'm so thankful you guys are having us on today. I'm just excited to get in front of your guys' audience and check in with you guys. I think it's going to be a good time. I don't get to pop in here that often. During this time is usually when I have calls scheduled in the afternoon. So I'm stoked to kind of see your energy. I popped in yesterday and was able to listen and was like, wow, this is a vibe. I'm really excited to be able to come on the show today.
Love it. I love it. Yeah, yesterday was great. We did some. These guys have slowly been getting us into H bar. I don't know if you've been dabbling anything on that ecosystem, but that community is really loving. Amazing community.
Yeah, not too much, but definitely like I don't know, I'm not a maxi of anything, definitely like maxi of innovation. So I'm always looking to learn. I've been to a couple of spaces, but by no means am I an expert on HBAR.
Cool. Then you can learn with us. What's up? Welcome, Maddie, Peter, and also Rove. How you doing, guys?
What is up, dude? So,
Who's on the Rove account?
Hey guys, it's Jason, founder here. Really excited to jump on. Thanks for having us.
Thanks for coming. Happy to have you, Jason. I haven't actually. I usually keep track of all the projects coming up in the ecosystem. I've seen Rove around a little bit, but I haven't been able to dive in too much. So I'm super happy to do that today.
We're the best kept secret, Adam. Just playing, but excited to tell you guys what we're building.
Oh,
let's do it.
Do we have a schedule here?
Do we have a what?
Schedule?
Yes, we have a schedule. First,
Nice.
We're gonna say hi. Then we're gonna have a nice time. Then we're gonna have some more nice time. And then we're gonna speak to Rove.
I think number one is GM. I could be wrong though.
Oh, GM. I forgot about the GM. What do you think about the? You guys are. No one is rocking the Santa PFP. What? I have Christmas feeling all over.
Mike has a Christmas PFP.
Yeah, Mike is our CM for Rove, and he is usually this like pretty bah humbug cat, and then all of a sudden showed up in Twitter Spaces with a Santa hat on, and it's like when the Grinch's heart grew 3 sizes that day. Like that's Mike with his little Christmas hat on his cat.
Gonna have the Christmas vibes. We're closer and closer to Christmas. Since all of us spends all of this time on our computer and nothing in real life, I guess I'm not alone with no Christmas stuff in my apartment. So I guess Twitter is a good place to do the Christmas decorating. Cool, guys. We got people joining us at least. Should we dive into just a quick introduction from Amy and Jason here about the Rove, so we get an understanding of what you guys are doing?
Yeah, sure. happy to take it away here. Unless Amy wants to give a brief intro first. All right, sounds like I'll take it away. So yeah, just like Adam said before, you guys might not have heard too much about us so far. We've really been building in stealth. Got a lot of really cool things in development, and now we're ready to launch in the heart of the bear. So Rove essentially is a Web3 entertainment platform, making it easy for artists, brands, and creators to connect directly to their fans. Right, that's the ultimate goal of what we're setting out to do. Number one, we wanted to create a platform that was really easy for these artists, creators, and brands to launch products, right? And that required making a really seamless. So we built a mobile app on Solana. You can interact with this app without knowing that it's crypto or blockchain whatsoever. You sign in with social media. You have a Rove wallet created instantaneously without the seed phrase that you need for Phantom or MetaMask. We cover all the SOL in the app, so you never need to hold SOL to transact. We accept credit card payment integration, right? You could send products within this app through usernames, kind of like Venmo, instead of wallet addresses. So every sort of pain point that we see with crypto applications, we wanted to make this super friendly so we could onboard the masses. The next question is what's actually in this app, right? The two main sort of product offerings in this app are highly curated NFT launches and blockchain ticketing. And we really wanted to build out the infrastructure to allow, this sort of merging of in real life and digital experiences and offerings. Um, Everything within the Rove World app can be staked to earn Rove credits, right? It's what's called rewardonomics. We just saw the Utes and DeGods launch this. Rove credits can be redeemed for higher status within the app, for access to future product launches, access to in real life events, discounts on products. All of these things are possible. And this is really meant to reward the fans, keep them engaged, and keep these products having value so they don't just mint and then go to zero like all other celebrity NFTs before this. So yeah, that's really like the overarching goal of Rove. There's a lot more here, but yeah, that's a high level summary.
It's a pretty good summary right there. You guys seems like there's a lot going on. How did you stumble into the lovely Amy Street? I've seen her kicking ass all over Twitter since I joined the industry.
Yeah, we're very blessed with the team around Rove. Amy's a central piece of that. Amy and I, developed a relationship earlier on at a hacker house in Solana. We started talking, and really knew very early on she was the one for this position. So Amy wears a lot of hats for us. She's forming some really big partnerships for us. She's leading the community and marketing strategy, and is really repping us hard and bringing a lot of both her Web3 and entertainment background into this. So we're very blessed to have her, as well as the rest of the team.
Yeah, honestly, like meeting the Rove team in New York this past spring was the best thing that's ever happened to me. I like have speak about this pretty often. I was building an advisory firm and was kind of building the infrastructure out for that. Was going to make that my main like baby in the space. And I took on Rove as a client and slowly found out as I got deeper in the weeds of what they were building with this mobile app, with the ecosystem, and what's possible for changing the industry of entertainment and web and integrating Web3 into like the ticketing world of entertainment. It's like holy shit! Like this is, I think, the play to be the biggest thing that happens for onboarding. Like this is when they say onboarding, this is what we're talking about. And it's like what I call like the Trojan horse of onboarding, where people are interacting with blockchain and don't even know they're interacting with blockchain. They've got the partnerships, they've got everything. I was like, I'm fully sold. So I put my advisory company to the side and went full steam ahead with Rove. So I'm really excited to be a part of the team and to be working on the marketing and partnership side of things.
Oh wow, I didn't know that you put everything else on hold to fully dive in with Rove. These guys must have some really exciting things. I'm even more looking forward to diving into this. If this took all of your attention, like that's awesome.
Yeah, no doubt. I think that Jason talks about this often, and it's like when it comes to celebrity NFTs, everything's kind of speed ran to zero because no celebrity, artist, athlete has the time to be a full time founder. They have so much on their plate, and being able to deliver and build out utility and really be tapped in the Web3 space to understand what people want, how to execute, and all that kind of stuff, it just isn't there. There needed to be a solution because the entertainment sector is such a huge way that we could be onboarding people, and to be able to find solutions for that is key. So the fact that they've been building for over a year, they chose Solana for the tech. There's just so many good things that were really green lights for me. I can't wait you guys to hear more from Jason though, because he's just like an incredible founder. I'm so blessed to work for him, and what the company has built and the people that they have under the hood and the partnerships they have under the hood really make this probably the most exciting mint that is not like I think that it's like no overhype, but one of the most exciting things that I've seen come out of the Solana ecosystem thus far. And that's the reason I went all in with Rove. When you see a gold mine in front of you, you I don't know, you don't stray away from that.
Ooh, some loving words from Amy, dude. I'm excited. I'm excited. Let's dive deep. I forgot something in the intro today. My bad, guys. I'm so sorry, guys. If you like to listen to us and all this rambling, and we going out of our way to talk to all these amazing people and big brains in the space, please help us by not please. If you want to, go and tap the tweet up top so we can get the entire Solana ecosystem in here today. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, we just gave it a little retweet from our account as well. Hopefully, we get some heads in here in this fine afternoon.
Well,
But
the
thanks
best
again
part
for having
about
us.
this, I was just gonna say the best part about this. I don't know how much you know about us, but after this, it's going out on what is it, 12 podcast platforms, Adam, from Apple Music, Spotify. So we're gonna try to get you guys out there as much as we can.
Appreciate the support, guys. Glad to be on.
That is indeed true. Right, so cool. How come you decided to get into NFTs as well? Because you're also dropping a collection of this, right?
Yeah. So, all right, I'll give you the full kind of background here. So I myself, right, Rove's obviously a huge Web3 entertainment play, and we'll get into some of the partnerships we have and some of the plans for the future. I myself, I'm not from the entertainment space. I'm from the crypto Web3 blockchain world. Been in here for quite a while, as sort of a builder amongst other things, and um, I'm really passionate about sort of disrupting different industries, right? And we saw the entertainment space was ripe for that, with all the value that's extracted from artists and creators. It's very predatory, and there's just really a misalignment. And I think this is the reason brands are coming in so aggressively into the space. And we felt we had the right recipe to really solve a lot of these issues. So in terms of NFTs, right, we saw NFTs as a central piece of this whole equation. So first off, when you talk to like a lot of these brands, that's what they're most fascinated by, right? These brands, these studios, you see them dropping NFTs all the time. They don't know how to do it correctly. And most importantly, don't know how to provide ongoing value and utility to the holders. It's a really tricky place to navigate. They know what they know, but they don't really know how to enter this space correctly. And we wanted to kind of start with NFTs as the central sort of focus on what we're doing. The ticketing at first is meant to accompany NFTs, sort of provide that in real life experience for a lot of these drops and launches that we're doing. Even the tickets themselves, though, within our app are NFTs, and they can be resold. The resale price can be built into the smart contract, so it doesn't get crazy like it just did with Taylor Swift. So there's a lot like the core focus of all of Rove is NFTs in different forms, whether they're tickets, whether they're direct NFTs, whether they're membership passes, right? It's all sort of centered around NFTs in different ways.
So are you going to be taking revenue from the mobile app?
Yes.
Is there going to be like an in app purchase section?
Yes. So we're not we're not tricky enough to fully get around Apple on this. So we are there are in-app purchases. Rove itself, right? We're not a normal PFP collection. We're coming in as a business with a product built and various revenue streams from day one, so that we can withstand these different market cycles, right? Like sustain through a bear market and build something that can really last. So we're really viewing this as a business and an ecosystem and a platform, right? Not just a one-off collection.
That's funny. You knew where I was going with that, with Apple putting their 30% hands in every pie. I didn't know how you guys have approached that, because I know that's not fun for anybody building an app. 30 going through Apple's trash.
Yeah, it's actually 15% if you're a new app. It becomes 30 when you reach a certain volume threshold. But for us, the way we're doing it is you can purchase Rove credits in the app, and the credits are the ones that are sort of taxed. After you own the credits, you can freely exchange those for tickets, NFTs, whatever you want to buy. You can stake those as well, and that part of it is not taxed. From that point forward, you could also earn these credits by staking, and the credits you earn, right? You could earn enough where you could start buying NFTs and tickets without ever having to buy the credits in the first place, and those aren't taxed. So yeah, we're trying to create a really dynamic ecosystem. Hopefully the credits will evolve into something more, but for right now, they're in-app credits.
Cool, man. Cool, man. Yeah, if anyone listening or you guys on stage have questions as well, feel free. We're gonna go. I think we'll go for an hour today. We did what? How many hours? 15 hours yesterday. So we're gonna compensate
You did
with
15
now.
hours?
No, we didn't.
Okay.
These H-bar guys never stop.
Sound like
It
that
was
guy
great.
Mario. The guy Mario, he runs like 24 hours, but no, that an hour is great with us.
Yeah, so guys, feel free to ask anything while we have these guys here. Lovely. Okay, so I'm curious also, Amy, you talked about it a little bit. Like there are all these chains, right? And Ethereum, which is the biggest, and we're starting to see a lot of, especially big brands, launching on Polygon as well. Even if that's organic or not organic, which is kind of debated at this point. But what was the reasoning for picking Solana of all the chains?
Yeah, great question. One we get quite often, even from our brand partners. All right, so few different answers to that. So I've been, I've worked on building solutions on a lot of different chains in this space. Started off with Ethereum, and then with the rise of all these alternative layer ones, we really branched out. And I knew from early on that in its early days that Solana, I truly believed, would be the blockchain of mainstream adoption. And the reason I said that was for a multitude of different factors. One is that this is the best tech stack to really build a consumer facing product. And what I mean by that is if you're trying to build a product that can onboard non-native crypto people, I truly believe Solana is the best place to build that. The instantaneous speed of transactions, the fact that they're virtually free, 0.00025 cents per transaction, all these things are really important um, with what we're doing. For example, back when we were initially starting to build this, the gas on Ethereum, like the day when we were really deciding it was like over $100 per transaction. So like imagine you're selling tickets to the masses and the gas fee is more than the ticket itself, right? It's just not sustainable and not scalable. Sure, Solana has its issues, but because we built on Solana, we're able to cover all the gas for every transaction within Rove. And I know that sounds unsustainable, but once again, these are fractions and fractions of a penny each. So it would take, tens of millions of transactions for that to really affect us. So this creates a way where it's really sort of, it's user friendly. Anyone who doesn't own Sol can still interact with this app seamlessly. Also on Solana, there's a lot being built that makes this very like appealing to us. So Solana is releasing compression NFTs, for example. This allows like the artists we're working with or us to airdrop millions of NFTs to our users to their Rove wallets for like 5 Sol, which today is under $100. So stuff like that is really important to us. Um, just to wrap this up, I believe there's a firm difference between like the price of the token, and we all know what happened there with FTX, and the underlying technology that's really being built. And I would go to bat for Solana any day of the week with the community here, the builders here, and the tech stack. And I know a lot of brands are onboarding onto Polygon. I can tell you very confidently that Solana's better to build a mobile product on than Polygon right now.
Have you talked to David from Kipoverse? Because he's also built a mobile. I mean, it's a metaverse on Solana, so it's interesting seeing another mobile app on Solana because I haven't seen them anywhere else before.
Yeah, I mean, I know of David. I think Amy knows him pretty well. I'm sure we'll cross paths very soon. But yeah, like there's a reason for that, right? It's so Solana just released the Solana mobile stack a few months ago. This is a full stack that makes it compatible with mobile, and they're releasing Saga and all that coming up. But we went straight ahead like really early on and built something that was compatible for like iOS and Android, which is very difficult to do. It took us a lot of time to do this. You might see the app and be like, oh, this doesn't look overly complex, but it's what's behind it, right? That's really hard to get right, to allow these instantaneous calls to the blockchain to happen at scale. So anyway, like yeah, the I think there's more mobile apps on Solana than anywhere else, and that will only continue. And I think it speaks to what I said before about this being the blockchain of mainstream adoption. I think we can agree to onboard the next however many users. We should have a mobile first approach, which is just how the world interacts today. No one's really sitting down on desktops, connecting wallets to things and all that.
Yeah, because he's kind of got the same mindset, seeing his mobile on there. So I was just curious if you guys have connected yet. I'd love to put people like that in contact with each other because you're both building an app, even though it's completely different.
Can't wait for
Yep.
you to bring the masses back to Solana through this app.
We hope so. We hope so. And we're not even telling them it's Solana, right? We'll get them in first, and then we could tell them later on.
That's the way. That's the way, and that is one thing when we spoke to Kippo, and they have been doing this as well, which is I really like that approach.
As a
They've been
matter of
just doing.
fact, right now, when they use the app, they love it. When we tell them it's Solana, they get a little freaked out. So, but this shouldn't matter, right? Like, why does it matter what chain you built on? All that should matter is that the product works. And I think that's where we're getting to as a space, hopefully.
That's funny. That's funny. Don't tell them it's on Solana. Wait a little bit.
Exactly.
Wink.
By the way,
Who do you-
everything you just enjoyed, that was from Solana. Right? Then that gets them to start changing their attitude. But right now, it has a pretty bad stigma, unfortunately, right? Through no fault of the chain itself.
Yeah, sadly, we had this little boy who decided to screw us up a little bit. But we're getting back. We're getting back. No worries. We will be forgotten. Who do you like when you? Okay, so I think we have an overview of the app and what you're trying to achieve. If I were to go to download, because the app is live right now, right?
No, we're launching the app around December 20th, shortly after our mint, so it has immediate utility. The first NFT can be staked to start earning these Rove credits, but we're not live right now. We're in test flight at the moment.
Okay, I see. So for the on the 20th, when they go and download this app, what do you think is the main thing that people are going to do in there? Like if we were to pick a median customer person who downloads this app, what will they do in the Rove app?
Yeah, great question. The answer is honestly, the masses aren't going to download this app from day one, right? We're building this with a roadmap in mind, where we strategically launch features at different times. We're approaching the so we have a lot of different fan bases that will be onboarding onto Rove through our partnerships and activations. But from day one, we're actually targeting the core sort of Solana and crypto community at large, who really believes in the vision of empowering artists, having value accrued to fans and artists, creating direct relationships, really using Web3 for a lot of its intended purposes. We're really, and everyone's bullish on ticketing and they love in real life events and all these things. So that's the crowd we are targeting at first. We don't have an activation for day one. What's going to happen day one is that all of our medallion holders, the Rove medallions that we're minting, which we could get into later, they will be the ones sort of migrating their NFTs into the wallet and starting to stake to earn Rove credits. So these are like the app. So Rove is the company. The app is called Rove World, right? Imagine we're creating a world. These are the very first inhabitants, right? They're the first ones sort of mining for Rove credits. And then very shortly after, we will be announcing our activation with Lionsgate Studio for a big sort of film NFT activation that we're doing. And that will start onboarding some normal users shortly thereafter. So that's sort of our strategy versus, launching this and trying to have all these things in place from day one, which probably wouldn't be as effective in our opinion.
So why are you guys building this, I guess would be my question.
Yeah, great question. There's a variety of reasons why we're building this. I'll start with what I said earlier. Like one of my big passions in this space is using Web3 technology and these networks to like evolve industries in a more positive manner, right? So the entertainment industry is riddled with like value extraction and predatory behavior, and a lot of middlemen and intermediaries preventing sort of fans and artists from interacting directly, right? And through that value chain, there's a lot of value lost where it really should be going back to the artists and the fans who support them. So there's a lot of sort of philosophical reasons why we're doing this. At a more practical level and from a business perspective, we've seen to date like many attempts at onboarding the entertainment space into Web3, right? That's pretty much what this whole last cycle was about, and very few to almost none have been able to do that effectively. We've seen various drops, huge IP enter the space, and then just flop after flop. And we've identified two reasons for that, right? Two main reasons. One is that a lot of these teams were like from the entertainment world and they knew how to navigate that world, but then, they couldn't build a Web3 product or take it to market or kind of know how to play in this in this complicated world, which is most of the battle, to be honest. So they failed for various reasons, or these were very like crypto native teams that couldn't get access to like the right type of deal flow from the entertainment space. So with Rove, our goal from day one was to merge sort of the best of both worlds. So I talked a lot about the product we built, but on the entertainment side, we formed a very strong advisory board. We have Tommy Hilfiger on there, Baron Davis from the NBA, various film executives from Endeavor Content, CAA, you name it, and a lot of music execs and booking agents and people who have great relationships from that world. And this has allowed us to form very sort of targeted and thoughtful activations. All of our activations at first are meant to be a case study, whether that's in fashion, and we did something at the Tommy Hilfiger fashion show, which we could get into, film, like what we have with Lionsgate, sports, music. All of these are meant to showcase how this app and this ecosystem can benefit the entertainment space. And after we prove out the model, then we have a lot of different partners that are waiting to kind of plug in. So we wanted to hit this from both angles the right way. We saw an incredible market opportunity. Just to wrap this up, but like the space is struggling, but that isn't stopping major brands from coming in. Since I always talk about this, but since September alone, we've seen Warner Brothers, Disney, we've seen Nike, we've seen Reddit, we've seen Google, we've seen Starbucks, and it's only getting bigger, right? And not to mention who we're bringing in. So brands know that Web3 is the future, regardless of a bear cycle. And whoever can do this effectively, we think can take significant market share and more importantly, help the space evolve. So that was a very long-winded answer of why we're doing it.
So going off that, what's your opinion of Toys R Us and the way that they're coming into the market right now?
Yeah, I mean, I'm really focused on what we're doing, to be honest, but I do know what they're up to. They released that roadmap after we kind of came out with a lot of what we're doing. So I think there's some inspiration to put it nicely there. But I think anybody's the team behind that is a great team. I think there's some great builders there. I don't think this is like a one team take all like market, like it's huge, but I would do some things differently. I think it's great that they're spreading, they're spreading this conversation around onboarding these brands and spreading awareness for Web3. I think that's positive. Do I think it'll necessarily be super effective at like onboarding the masses after they mint? Probably not. And I don't know it's necessarily the best brand to bring in, but I still think they'll build cool stuff with it. I have no doubt.
Toys R Us, huh? Yeah, that's a cool one. What's the like? I've had like 10 questions by the time we've been talking here, so I'm trying to get my head straight here. Is Amy, you're the one building the community, right? Or like you're trying to build this community out for the road, right?
So I oversee community strategy and I oversee the marketing side of things, and then I'm doing a lot of Web3 partnership stuff for the team. So I work with Mike, who's the community manager, who's up here right now, the cat in the Santa hat, and then I will work with him about the Web3 strategy side of things and community strategy. And then once we have those medallion holders, which is the Genesis NFT we're launching very soon, about how to engage that community and use that community to our best ability as like both the beta testers of the app, a community that we reward for being like the first inhabitants of this app, and like really make sure we give them a very like a VIP experience to all of the incredible partnerships that we have formed over the last year. So that's like what I'm going to be overseeing with Mike. I'm also working with the partnerships side of things with like all of our entertainment partners, working with their social teams and helping them curate marketing for whatever project or launch or product launch that they're doing with us. I'll be like kind of middlemaning some of that. And then when it comes to the Web3 side of things, like we're looking to partner with communities and do some special things in the Web3 sense too. And we're going to be making a pretty large announcement about a big partnership that we formed with one big community. We've been going back and forth for the last few weeks around that, and that's exciting news. It's going to be coming out pretty soon, and kind of showing the use case of how we could help the Web3 side of things when it comes to rewards and ticketing that we have in the app too. So just kind of building bridges between our partners and our community and the Web3 community as a whole, and Rove is just kind of where I sit, and I just kind of get to help everybody out and get to touch point with the creative side of Rove, get to touch point with the tech side of Rove, get to talk about the community side of Rove, and I just kind of get to sit in the middle and get to see all the cool stuff that's happening and make sure everything's running smoothly. So that's kind of what I'm doing.
Cool. Yeah, I was curious. Like we have all these communities forming, and especially in, for some reason, Solana, but in general in NFTs, we have a lot of communities forming around. Many of them are very degen. I guess this is very Rove is a little bit different, and we're trying to form a community ourselves who's for some weird reason stick by us, joining us here on the pod. But I was curious, just in your experience on building communities in the past, like what differentiates building a serious, I guess serious. I don't want to say serious, but I guess you get what I mean with a more product focused community.
Yeah, I mean, it's cool, right? Because it's while it's serious, like it's still people that enjoy, like what we're looking for is people who either A are looking for the future of tech and seeing how Web3 and all this stuff that we do is going to onboard the masses and making a bet with us in that sector. It's people who enjoy entertainment, live events, and kind of getting the perks from both virtual and real life entertainment sector of the world. And the cool thing about all of this is like you don't even have to, like, as even if you're just somebody who's making a bet that this is going to be a cool onboarding tool, there's like secondary sales for tickets, there's secondary sales for these NFTs, for all this, all within the app. So it's like if you get airdropped a ticket to the Tommy Hilfiger fashion show and you can't attend it and you're a VIP holder of our medallion NFT, well, guess what? You could flip that for a profit on secondary. Like that's the cool gamification piece of the Web3 ticketing that we have integrated into the app. And then the special perks that come along with the medallion of being able to get first access, VIP access, free access, like whatever that looks like. It's going to be different for all sorts of partners within our own IP, and just exciting perks that we are just going to be fueling into those first few people that are going to be a core community that help us build this from the ground up. Like I look at this community differently than I have built any other community, or I've been doing consulting for any other community, because I've like worked with D-Gods, and I've worked with Trip and Ape Tribe, and I've worked with a handful of projects, and Derugged a handful of projects, and I worked for Brave Browser. I've worked with putting on events. I've worked with a bunch of metaverses on Ethereum. I've done consulting calls with probably like over 75 projects. Like I know how different communities work and what works for different things. And the cool thing about Rove is that like Rove is for everybody, degen or professional. Like everybody can, like you either are here to make money or you're here to have fun, and you can do both of those things with Rove. And I think that while this might seem like not a degen play, and it isn't really a degen play, there is a lot of degenerate fun that can be had within the Rove app. So as long as we can capture the eyes and audience of that degenerate crowd and sell them on why this is a hold, because it's an access pass to a bunch of degenerate fun, or it can be a long-term play. It could be a long-term investment. It is for everybody. So just like I think the hardest part of this is it's a complicated thing to explain. Like this is a company that is producing a product as our first NFT. This NFT is not fueling the company. We're VC backed. We have a product already built. We've already done an activation to show the proof of work with Tommy Hilfiger. We've already got the entertainment partners sitting at Bay ready to plug into the app. We've already got a list of advisors that are both in the tech and entertainment sector. We just need your help to be the first bodies in this app and try some things. And you guys are kind of a use case in some ways. and then we are going to be rewarding you for being the first ones in, and then we're just going to load in the partners as we see things working. But it has to be really well done and tailored, subsequential. There's a handful of versions of the app that we already have planned that are already exciting, like different pieces that are going to roll out. And this V1 is like marketplace, wallet, like news feed of all the things that are coming up, drops that are happening, events that are happening in the ecosystem, that kind of thing. So it is like it's a new experience, and you're the first ones to be in there. So it's not like there's going to be a ton of things to do in the app, but because you're the first ones in the app and staking for those Rove credits early, and also getting like, we're going to be giving you reason to stick around and hold that NFT by rewarding you with cool stuff that's either with under our own IP or our partner's IP. There's just, it's going to be a cool experience to be one of those first people. We're going to be going to those people as like a focus group, as a community, that we can get ideas of different partners we should approach that's going to be serving our community, and then growing from there. So it is an interesting, like, it's been a really fun thing to strategize with, and I'm so thrilled that I've been given the opportunity to build a team who's really fucking solid with community building. Mike's incredible. He's really great at connecting. He's really funny and fun and easy to talk to. People like our core community that's already forming before Mint. Like, I already see the dynamics, and I see like the difference in it. It's a little bit more sophisticated of a crew that's got on early, but I think we're going to see a lot of differentiation of the kind of people who want to be involved, because if you really do your research and see everything that's under the hood, you'll see that there's space for everyone, degenerate, or like a sophisticated long-term investor. So that's kind of my side of things.
Thank you, thank you. Yeah, it's nice to get your takes on this, because I know you have been involved in a bunch of projects, and we could try to learn something. Thank you. Oh, I see we got a hand. I love hands. What's up, John? Merry Christmas.
What's up, everyone? I guess Merry Christmas to you from here in Florida, bro. I haven't seen you guys all week. Pleasure to see you all. Rove, Amy, I got a quick question for you all from what you guys have been saying so far. So, have you guys, is it in your long-term objective, like maybe within like the next year or two, to try and do like concerts or festivals of that sort, since it kind of seems like it's up in your alley?
Yeah, so that is where we're going to kind of go with this, right? It's hard to we think it would be the wrong approach to start with that from day one, but we already are in talks with the major concerts, and we can provide a much better experience directly than a lot of the Web2 ticketing services like Ticketmaster, etc., and solve a lot of those issues. So we definitely have that in mind, and we're building towards that.
Bullish. That's all I had. Appreciate you guys. I gotta go. See y'all.
See you, John. It was nice meeting you. As always, if you guys were to pick one partnership or one event, anything like you have planned right now, to really, really, really excite everyone listening to this, what would you pick?
Wow, that's a good question. I think there's a lot of exciting things here, but I'm probably a little biased. What's interesting about Rove is different aspects of it excite different people, because there's a lot we're doing here to try to push the space forward. I don't know if it would be best to ask about, like, answer this from what excites me the most or what we've gotten the most positive feedback towards. What this is, I think our overall ticketing play here is really exciting. And if I can walk you guys through it quickly, because I know we touched on it at a high level, I think you might share that sentiment. But essentially, if I'm a user and I come into Rove, right, I am, through these Rove credits, I'm buying a ticket with 2 clicks. It is on Solana, so it's instantaneous, so it's even faster than Ticketmaster, which we've compared it to. As I mentioned before, you're able to stake all Rove products, right? So you're staking these tickets day one. No matter when the event is, you're earning rewards ahead of time. You're earning these Rove credits, which could be redeemed for anything else we're doing within this ecosystem, even if it's unrelated to that specific event, right? So users are getting rewards. These tickets are NFTs themselves, as I said before. So these can be resold on a secondary marketplace within our app, just like a normal NFT. As a matter of fact, since these tickets are NFTs, you can imagine artists doing drop for their tickets. Like imagine minting tickets to something, right? It's just really, and that money's going direct to the artist, not all those intermediaries in between, which is one of the beauties of NFTs to begin with, right? So really cool element there. Also, the artist gets to control through the smart contract the resellability of these. So they can't be scalped all the way up to $94,000, like what happened with Taylor Swift. There's a limit, which solves the botting issue and a lot of stuff there. Now, just to round this all out, even though these are NFTs, there's unique QR codes attached to each NFT that are scanned in at the event through another admin Rove app. So there's someone at the event with a Rove app scanning these in. Once these are scanned in, this is our proof of attendance. We actually now know the Rove wallets that went to this event. First off, they can only claim the rewards after they scan in. So you actually have to go to the event to get all the rewards. So we're incentivizing people going. And then we have a list of all Rove wallets that just attended. Well, what does this allow for? Well, this allows for the artist, the event, the band, whoever was playing now knows not only who's holding like their NFT, but the most loyal fans who are actually showing up to their events. And this is that direct artist to fan relationship I've been talking about. So you can imagine what this allows for. Imagine airdropping like commemorative or special NFTs to all of these people who went. Imagine targeting them for exclusive VIP access to future things. Imagine, there's really like no limit to what can be to what can be done. You can whitelist them to future product launches, future drops, right? So this is really removing the intermediary and providing a direct artist to fan relationship. And on the fan side, right, this is providing value pre-event for the staking, during event, right? We could do curated stuff for Rove people, and post-event on this ongoing basis. This is something that none of the Web2 ticketing services provide for. And this is all possible based on how we built this, all within one app. So I think unanimously, despite everything we're doing, I think that's what is exciting people the most right now. And the funny thing is that's not our main focus day one, but all of that functionality is already built.
So, building in this market, what advice would you give to someone that, say, is trying to start up or is currently grinding? Because you guys are about to mint and launch, and for sure it's not been easy going through, the wallet hacks, the exchanges going down, and just everything down 90%. What's been the hardest for you guys so far, and what advice would you give to anybody that's trying to build?
Okay, so another great question. I'll preface this by saying like I've been around a few cycles, so I kind of know how these bear markets work, which I think there's a lot of founders who this is their first one, which is really challenging. Guys, as a community, we have to be really supportive and empathetic to projects right now because you don't know the pressure that founders are under in this market. It's really, really difficult, especially founders who took investment money, right? Or have a community to look after. So just as a side note, we should be really supportive right now of founders in this space. I think there's a lot of there's not one thing that like is the hardest to navigate a bear market. It's the whole thing. It's like investment dries up. No one wants to invest in this space anymore. Most of the users leave. So now you have less of a community to market to. There's overall negative sentiments in the news. It's like draining, like if you really believe in this space and everyone's calling it a scam, right? There's there's a lot of issues on the Solana chain with what happened with FTX. So like it's not one thing. Is the bear markets are exceptionally hard to navigate, but this is where having like a business model, having stuff built, having partnerships formed, and having a long-term vision are all really, really important to get through this. And the projects that are able to get through it are going to be well positioned in the future. And this might be a contrarian view, what I'm about to say. Not most people would disagree with what I'm about to say, but all things being equal, right? As long as you have some of the resources you need, I think it's better to launch in a bear market than a bull market, because if you launch in a bull market and you already have a product out there, you get hit with the bear market and all the assets drop substantially. And once that happens, it's very difficult to raise more money or to like pivot, right? You're stuck in a tough spot. You launch in a bear market, right? When a lot of the competition is kind of unfortunately dying down, and you kind of know what you're doing, you are able to navigate and come out the other end with like a lot less competition and the ability to raise more money if you need to, or get more resources. It's like you don't have a product that just dropped 90%. No one cares about anymore, right? You get to kind of start fresh. So it's like starting at the bottom. Now, people will probably call me crazy. It's a contrarian take. They'll say, of course, you want to time the market and launch in the bull. But it depends what you're trying to do. Are you trying to do a cash grab? Yeah, you're supposed to launch in the bull. Are you trying to build a sustainable business? Then it's probably better to launch in the bear. So that's how I'd answer that.
Love it. Some knowledge. Yeah, this is definitely the time to build. I'm willing to agree with you on this for sure. And Ro, I'm definitely going to contact you once we're going to host our first pod real life event. How about that?
Please do. Our DMs are pretty packed right now, but we'll be on the lookout for Adam. Definitely want to do stuff with you guys.
Let's go. I love it. So I guess I have one last question that's not as project related. You guys said you met through a real life event, and I think this is the third time this I hear someone saying like, "Yeah, I was on this real life event. I met this project. I love. We met up." So for everyone like listening, looking to get into Web3 and do this seriously, is real life events the best place? I guess Amy, you'll be good at this since you've been working with a lot of projects.
Yeah, real life events are the game changer. Like they've totally changed my life. I went to Art Basel for the first time last year, 2021 Art Basel, and that's the reason that I decided that I wanted to go Web3 full time. And then I didn't miss a single Solana hacker house in the United States. I went to ETH Denver, I went to Consensus, I went to all sorts of crypto and NFT conventions. Was invited to speak at a handful. Went to like Solana Miami, got connected with some great projects there, started my company off the backs of events and real life connections, and then married those with my online connections. Met Jason and the Rove team at at Hacker House in New York, and it's been kind of history ever since. So I've gotten the best alpha on some of the best plays that I've made in the NFT space from in real life events. I've made incredible connections when it comes to my career at these in real life events, and some of my best friends that I have in this entire world are also from those in real life events. So I am the like I will forever be grateful for these, and I'm also really stoked to be a part of a team that's helping put some of those together so that we can be a vessel for helping other people connect and grow, right? So that's what it's all about.
Ooh, all right, guys, go to real life events and build in the beer market. That's the alpha for the day. Tiki, I'm coming to the US. Are you ready?
Hell yeah, I'm ready, brother. Let's do it.
Let's do it. Let's do it. All right, guys. Thank you so much. I want to ask you, Ro, before we wrap this up, and Amy, is there anything last you want to share with anyone listening right here, right now, or on these 25 streaming platforms? And also for anyone who's looking to get involved, what do they do?
Yeah, great question. First off, thank you guys for having us. Thanks for all the support. Really want to expand the communities that know about us and are getting involved, so we can all build this together. So it's a great question. So how do you get involved in Rove, right? The best way to get involved right now is through our upcoming mint, happening in a couple weeks. Just like what I said, we're choosing the bear market to launch this, and we have a long-term vision in mind. So we're trying to make this a very safe hold for people who get in with us right now. So our initial Genesis NFT, it's not with any partner, it's our own. It's called the Rove Medallions. These are sort of your OG, the ultimate allow list for Rove. Medallion holders will have first access to all of our future product launches, whether that's Tommy Hilfiger, Lionsgate, sort of anything we ever do, or our own IP. They'll get access to exclusive events and experiences, which we already have lined up for these medallion holders. And they'll get the highest APY on the Rove credits. So the medallion holders who are staking day one are going to be earning a ton of Rove credits, which we think will have a lot of value within our ecosystem. These are sort of the OG members that always have the highest status. And these medallions, just to explain sort of what they are, these aren't PFPs, but these are medallions with our logo on them, with different textures, different rarities, different 3D environments around these. It's like different worlds colliding to form Rove World. Some of them are underwater, some of them are in the jungle, right? Some of them are in fire. So it's really cool. We worked with top creative directors on these. And yeah, the goal of this is to provide utility and value, and allow like an early sort of community to form around Rove. So I would say we're minting that with Trust Labs. We're really excited, and yeah, it's different than these sort of other access passes that you've seen in other projects. So that's the best way to really get involved. Before that, you can jump in the Discord now, and yeah, we really want the community to rally around this and feel very involved. And we're very approachable as a team, and we're going to be making the rounds with a lot of big announcements in the upcoming weeks. So I'm excited to start talking about it more. Amy, not sure if you wanted to add anything.
No, I think you covered it, but I just want to thank you guys for having us on today. And if anybody is interested in grabbing a whitelist for the project, we're not like, again, we just want to reward people who show up. So anybody who comes to these Twitter spaces and stuff like that, that's what the ethos of Rove is all about, is showing up and getting rewards for it. So if you guys are here or listening live on any of the streaming platforms, and you come to the Discord and mention the pod in the Discord, we'll award you guys a whitelist, so you guys can make sure you can get on the whitelist today.
Love it. I love it. Guys, hop in the Discord and get your whitelist. Thank you, Amy. And thank you guys so much for coming on. This has been great. Hope you guys listening as well found some value in this, learned something, and got to know this wonderful project a little bit more. As always, if you missed anything, we are, as we said, on all these streaming platforms. The one I used to go to is Spotify, YouTube, or Apple Podcast, but you'll find us on all of them. For anyone sad, wondering when the pod is back, you don't have to fear, because we're going to be here tomorrow again at 2 p.m. EST. And we have been able to lure the one that never speaks out of his cave, Shadow from Ghost Kid, who's going to tell us what these guys have been up to. So tomorrow is going to be really interesting. Thanks again, guys. Make sure you follow Rove. Make sure you follow the pod if you like to listen to us speaking to all these big brains and projects. And of course, your neighbors in this space. Love you guys. Thanks so much for coming on. This has been amazing.
Big love. Thanks again for having us, guys. And thanks for everyone for tuning in.
Let's rock it out of here with some beats, as always. Line up. All right, let's go. I got something good for you guys. Let's go. See you tomorrow. Ciao.
Convict. Akon and Young Jesus.